What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video. This is the poketrainerlair. Welcome to another Pokemon news update. Today we have more Stellar Crown information. The whole set list has been revealed. Stellar Crown is due to come out September 13th. At the time of this recording, it is Monday, September 2nd, so we're still 2 weeks away from the official release of Stellar Crown. If you're watching this, it's probably midweek and you already watched my Stellar Crown pre-release kit video, and we pulled some pretty cool cards already from Stellar Crown. So today we're going to be taking a look at the whole set list and review Stellar Crown as a whole. If you're excited for that, be sure to leave a like down below. Also drop a comment, let me know what you guys think of Stellar Crown so far. It is 2 weeks away and I'm sure you guys opened some pre-release kits already, so let me know what you guys think down below. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel for more content and turn notifications on so you don't miss any upcoming videos. But all right, let's dive into the computer screen and let's check out the whole set list of the newest set, Stellar Crown. All right, you guys, we're on the computer screen and we're on pokebeach.com. Stellar Crown set guide right here. The whole set list has been revealed. Obviously all the artworks that are going to be showing here is going to be Japanese probably, but it is the entire set list of Stellar Crown. Once again, shout out to Pokebeach for this information. Check them out in the description below. Links will be right there for you guys if you want to take a look at this article in much more depth. But we're here to discuss Stellar Crown. Comes out September 13th, as mentioned right here, featuring the debut of Terapagos from the Indigo Disc DLC from the Scarlet and Violet games. It says here pre-releases begin this weekend. This is an article from August 30th, so the weekend already passed. Again, it is Monday, September 2nd, and I should by now have a pre-release video up so you guys want to take a look at some of the hits that we pulled. But yeah, the pre-release is beginning this weekend. Again, this article was from a few days ago, and let's see some of these artworks. We got the booster packs, got your Terapagos, your Lapras, your Galvantula, and your Cinderace. And this is the Stellar Miracle artwork for the Japanese set, featuring Terapagos. Is kind of the same thing here for the English. Says here that Stellar Crown is the smallest main set since 2018's Forbidden Light. It contains 175 cards, 142 in the main set, and 33 secret rares, in comparison to Twilight Masquerade, which featured 226 total cards. I mean, maybe that's why they didn't include Strider Fable in Twilight Masquerade. That thing was massive, but still don't think Strider Fable should have been a special set, but that is only my opinion. It states here that our set includes the cards from July's Stellar Miracle, excuse me. We knew that. The remaining cards from March's Battle Academy, which I'm not really sure what was in this box, to be honest. And then it also includes the Venusaur EX and Blastoise EX from September's Venusaur Charizard Blastoise special deck set. And once again, they also has the Bulbasaur illustration rare and the Squirtle illustration rare as well. I think we did a video when those cards got revealed to us that's going to be in Stellar Crown. It also states here the 6 uncommon cards from Stellar Miracle have been upped to rare hollows for Stellar Crown, which would be the Credilli, the, what is this thing? I'm not familiar with that Pokemon. Caracosta? Yeah, I don't think, what is this? This was Black and White era, right? I don't think I played those games. I'm not familiar with this guy. And as well as, what, this is Melmetal, Grimmsnarl. It says here that's going to be a rare Alcremie and Buffalon. This is to give more variety to rare cards due to the influx of Battle Academy bulk, filling up our set's common and uncommon spots. Okay. Only 3 cards have been cut from our set. Noctowl will release as a promo in the ETB. I think we knew that. And then Houndstone EX is getting an EX box. And then the Terapagos EX full art will release in the UPC. So it looks like it's confirmed. This is the Terapagos we'll be getting in the UPC. It's not going to be in the set. So don't hunt Stellar Crown too much to try to pull this card. It's not going to be in the set. It's going to be in the UPC. And then our energies are going to be that Cracked Ice non-hollow. And I think we're going to be getting a hollow version of these in the UPC as well. As covered before, Stellar Crown introduces Stellar Pokemon in the TCG. They're Terra Pokemon EX, featuring powerful attacks that cost multiple taps of energy. Visually, the cards are distinguished by a white background with a rainbow colored border, and the Pokemon are wearing Stellar Crown Pokemon are wearing the Stellar Crown from the video games, excuse me, hence the name Stellar Crown, as you got the Terapagos EX right there, Lapras, and the Galvantula right there. And then also states here the Pokemon, or the Stellar Pokemon, do not have a special mechanic label like Stellar. They are purely a thematic mechanic, thus they can only be targeted by their existing Terra label. As such, the set introduced several cards that help Terra Pokemon, including Noctowl, Briar, however you want to pronounce that, and Area Zero Underdepths. This card goes crazy with Terapagos. I'm gonna tell you that. Terapagos, you do a certain amount of damage based on the Pokemon that are on your bench, and this stadium allows you to have 8 Pokemon on your bench. So insanity. This is insane. This Noctowl, I don't remember what it does. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand, to evolve it, to evolve one of your Pokemon. If you have any Terra Pokemon in play, you may search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards, reveal them, and put them in your hand. That's actually pretty cool. You can pull up the Briar, and you can use this card only if your opponent has exactly 2 prize cards remaining. During this turn, if your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack used by your Terra Pokemon, you take 1 more prize card. That's crazy. You have potential to take 3 prize cards after that attack. That's actually insane. And then it just says here they're taking kind of examples of the Crystal Guardian cards and E-card era. But anyways, we move on to the Stellar Crown set list. So I'm not going to go through kind of everything, but we're going to go kind of the main suspects here. We got your Venusaur EX, which is the same one from 151. It's just this different artwork from the special deck set in Japan. Dangerous Toxwhip, as you know, 150 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is not poisoned or confused. We can move on here. We have your Ladian, which it is one of the Block Shot promos you get in the pre-release. Obviously, by the time you're watching this, you can see that we never pulled this one. I think we pulled what do we pull? We got the Drift Blim and then the Crabominable, one of the 2 boxes that we opened. But this card is pretty cool. It was used against me in the pre-release event. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with 90 HP or less remaining in the to the active spot. So in the pre-release, you can just imagine how crazy this card was, because a lot of your Pokemon in your decks are under 90, and it was pretty much a boss's orders for those Pokemon that were under 90 HP. So pretty cool ability right there. Maybe you can build a deck surrounding that ability. There's all the grass Pokemon here. This is the one I really wanted to highlight, is the Hydropple EX right there. And we have Ripening Charge. Once during your turn, you may attach 1 grass energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. If you do, you heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. And then you have Syrup Storm for 2 colorless. 30 plus damage. This attack does 30 more damage for each grass energy attached to your Pokemon. So use the ability, attach grass to whatever you want, and then your attack just does 30 damage more for every energy, grass energy, that you attach. So that's the Hydropple EX. It's going to be pretty good in my estimation. We move on. Let's see, anything else? We have all your common and uncommons right here. We have a Panseer with Search for Family, or Call for Family, excuse me. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it on your bench. Kind of like the Pidgey from 151. Let's see if anything else here. Anything that catches our eyes here. Turtonator with the attack, 50 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. During your opponent's next turn, that Pokemon can retreat. So, not too big on that. It is just a basic 1 prizer. Now we move on. Now we have the Cinderace EX, which is one of the highlights as well. Evolves from Reboots. We got Flare Strike for 280. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Flare Strike. Kind of typical for an attack that does that much. Then you have Garnet Volley. This attack does 180 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can attack the bench, you can attack the active, whatever you want, and it does 180. Pretty cool to take out some bench players. Your opponent may not be expecting that, but it does cost 1 fire, 1 fighting, and 1 dark energy to use Garnet Volley. So just keep that in mind. We move on. Here is the Blastoise. Again, it's the same Blastoise from 151. Check out my Blastoise EX gameplay video. I think I built a pretty cool deck with Chien-Pao and Baxcalibur, but it's still the same one, just a different artwork. It's the special deck set not Charizard. I was reading Charcadet. It's the same artwork from the special deck set, the Blastoise EX. Still does 140 damage for each energy that you discard from your hand, so you can do up to 280 with twin cannons. But yeah, that's the same Blastoise. Then we have Lapras EX for water, psychic, and metal. And then 1 water energy for the first attack. Does 40 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So you build it up with a bunch of energy, and Lapras can hit for a lot for 1 water energy. And then you got Larimar Rain. Look at the top 20 cards of your deck and attach any number of energies you can find to your Pokemon in any way you like. Then shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So it does take, again, water, psychic, metal to do this attack, but I've never seen anything. You guys can comment in the leave a comment in the comment section, let's just say, if there's anything like this from previous sets. But to look at the 20 top cards of your deck and then pull any energy from that and attach it to any Pokemon that you want, you have to, like, if you have to run a deck with a lot of energy for sure, this kind of is like the Dialga V-Star, where you run a bunch of metal energy and then you use Magneton to like just build up your Dialga. This is kind of the same thing, but you're looking at 20 cards of your deck, and imagine all 20 are energy. If you run that many energy, just imagine. But the Lapras is kind of crazy if you can build a pretty good deck around it and be able to get all that energy attached to it. We move on to the rest of the water Pokemon. Let's see. Caracosta, we looked at earlier. Primal Knowledge, the ability your opponent's attacks does 30 more damage to your Pokemon. It's active evolution Pokemon. I mean, it's whatever on that. Then you have your Greninja EX. Is this the same one from the deck? Or it might be a different Greninja EX. It might be. I'm not entirely sure, but you have Shifting Shuriken, 100 plus damage. Flip a coin if his attack does 100 more. It's not really viable, to be honest. A coin flip attacker? Nah. I don't think it's the good card right there. Veluza is something I do want to highlight. I think I might have said it in the last video, but it does fare well. We have a bunch of Kofus in your discard pile. 110 damage. This attack does, or it's not affected by any effects, I should say, but it's 4 colorless, but its ability allows you to use this attack for free if you have 4 Kofus in the discard. So 1 less colorless for each Kofu you have in your discard. Kofu's a pretty good card. It was in the pre-release. It was a big card in the pre-release. You put 2 cards in your hand at the bottom of your deck and you draw 4 cards. So obviously you use your Kofus in the discard pile, and now you can attack for free with Veluza. So it's a pretty good 1 prize attacker for those 1 prize decks. Galvantula EX is another card here with that Rainbow Stellar Terraform, and you have your Grass, Lightning, and Fighting. And you do 180 damage with Fulgurites. Discard all energy from this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. They can't play any item cards. So I guess that's cool. I'm sure there's ways to take an advantage from that. And then you got Lightning and Colorless, Charged Web, 110 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX or Pokemon V, this attack does 110 more. So you can do 220 if you're attacking an EX or a V. I'm glad they're putting V in there, because a lot of Pokemon, or a lot of decks, still run Pokemon V. So that's pretty cool. You can take out a V Pokemon with that, with 2 energies. And let's see, we move on. Like I said, we're not going to be going over every single card, but obviously the link is going to be in the description if you want to take a look at every single card. This was in the no, it wasn't in the pre-release. I did mention during the pre-release, I mentioned the guys there, like I couldn't pull a Slowpoke from the booster packs, and I pulled this guy and I could have added it to my deck. I think it would have been cool. Discard the top of your top card of your deck. If that card is a Pokemon without a rule box, choose one of that Pokemon's attacks and use it as an attack. So it's not bad for 2 energy, especially in the pre-release, but I didn't pull a Slowpoke out of the booster packs, so I couldn't really add this. It would have been, you know, obviously we need somebody, or we need the basic Pokemon to evolve to the stage 1. So I didn't know Mewtwo was in the set, so we got a little Mewtwo in there. It's really not much of anything, but it's cool to see Mewtwo. Then Drifblim, it was also in the pre-release. You do 50 damage for every Drifloon or Drifblim that you have out. on your side of the board, and then each of those you put 30 damage counters on each of them. So you kind of obviously you're doing damage to your own Pokemon, but you can hit pretty big if you have 4 out. You can do what, 4 times 50? Is that 200 damage? If I'm not mistaken. You guys can help me with the math on that, but you can do a max of 200 damage right there, because it does count yourself, like it counts the Pokemon you're attacking with, and then you have 3 more out on the bench or whatever the case may be. So you do 50, that's 4, right? Yeah, 50, yeah, 200 damage. Sorry, my math is crazy, but yeah, 200 damage. But then you're also adding 30 damage counters to each of those. Got a dodge button EX. Full meal time once during your turn. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may heal all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon. If you do, discard all energy from each Pokemon healed in this way. I guess you could use this with Drifblim. I mean, Drifblim only attacks with 1 energy, so if you have all the other ones on the bench, I mean, I guess you can make it work. Maybe. Wonder Strike. For 2 colorless, your Pokemon's active is now confused, 130 damage. Let's see, any good fighting types? Rhyperior, as long as this Pokemon is in the active, whenever your opponent plays a supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to your Pokemon in play. That's actually not bad. They can't use Boss if you have this out in the active, but do you really want to use that? Medicham EX with Chiatsu. Put damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 50. That's not bad, but I don't know how much more viable this Pokemon card can be. Yoga Kick 190. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness. Alright, you got a Lucario EX as well. Not much craziness there. It just hits for 120 for 3 energy. The Medicham I think would have been dope if the Evolving Skies Medicham V was still in rotation. I think maybe there would have been a good combination right there. Garganical EX. Pokemon is not affected by special conditions due to the ability. 170 damage. And this Pokemon, it takes 60 less damage from attacks. So not bad for 3 energy. You do 170 and now you're taking 60 less. I guess you can do something with that maybe. We move on. Grimmsnarl has a cool little ability, or actually no, it's not even an ability, it's the attack. Provocative Clutch, switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. This attack does 160 damage to the new active Pokemon. Wow. Okay, we can probably do something with that. Alright, let's see, let's move on. We got a Melmetal EX, 100 times damage, flip 2 coins. This attack does 100 damage for each heads. I'm personally not a fan of coin flip attackers unless there's like a stadium or or just anything, a tool card that'll help you out in that regard. But I'm not too fond of that. Earthworm EX, Kerpow return when this Pokemon is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon. Put 2 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon. So that's not bad. You put a bunch of energy on this Pokemon, you put 2 damage counters for each energy, so you can take somebody out like that if you get attacked. Rock Tomb for 4 colorless, 150 damage during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon can't retreat. I don't know if it's that great, but I'm sure somebody's gonna make a really good deck with that. Noctowl, we kind of went over him already. This is just the regular artwork right there. Rotom. The fan Rotom. Once during your first turn, you may search your deck for 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less, reveal them and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. You can't use more than 1 fan call ability during your turn. So this is a good combination for Terapagos. So you get 3 colorless Pokemon, you stack them onto the bench. And now obviously that stadium we went over, you can put 8 Pokemon on your bench. So if you don't have any Pokemon in your hand, this will get you 3 Pokemon in your hand. You put them on your bench, and now Terapagos can hit pretty hard. So watch out for those decks. I think I'm gonna build one. I'm hoping I can get all the cards and build one, because that's gonna be cool. The Bouffalant's Curly Wall. If you have another Bouffalant in play, your basic colorless Pokemon takes 60 less damage. You can't apply more than 1 Curly Wall ability at a time. So you put 2 Bouffalant's on the bench, let's say, right? Now your Terapagos takes 60 damage. Actually, yeah, basic color, yeah, Terapagos is a basic. So yeah, 60 less damage from your attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, 2 Bouffalants. Now your Terapagos takes 60 less. And speaking of Terapagos, there he is right there. Terapagos EX, basic Pokemon, Stellar Terraform, Unified Beatdown for 2 colorless, 30 times damage. If you go second, you can't use this attack during your first turn. So you can't attack until, you know, your following turn. But this attack does 30 damage for each of your benched Pokemon. So there it is, that Stadium, put 8 on there. Insane amount of damage. Then you have Crown Opal, 180 damage. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from non-colorless basic Pokemon. So there you go. For this, you're gonna need Grass, Water, Electric, or Lightning. Antique Cover Fossil, you kind of need this for old boy right here, the little turtle. You're gonna need that. There's another fossil for Credilli. And this is the Stadium, Area 0 Underdepths. If a player has a Terra Pokemon in play, this player, that player can put 8 Pokemon on their bench. When this card leaves play or that player no longer has Terra Pokemon in play, that player discards bench Pokemon until they have 5. If both players discard, the owner of this card discard first. But yeah, Area 0 Underdepths, 8 Pokemon on your bench. Then we went over the Briar. Crispin is a really good one as well. Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards of any type. Reveal them. Put 1, or not any type, different types. So 1 of each. Reveal them, put 1 into your hand, attach the other to one of your Pokemon. So it's a very good way to power up Terapagos. Then you have Deluxe Bomb, new A-Spec. If the Pokemon this is a card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 12 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon, then discard this card. So you go ahead, man, attack me. Put 12 on you. Glass Trumpet, I think, is another good way to power up Terapagos. Choose up to 2 of your bench colorless Pokemon, attach a basic energy from your discard pile to each of them. So Glass Trumpet, watch out for that. And then you have Grand Tree, another A-Spec. Once during each player's turn, you may search your deck for a stage 1, evolve your basic, and then if you evolve it in this way, you can pretty much search for the stage 2 and evolve it that way as well. Then that player shuffles their deck, excuse me. But yeah, not too bad. But then again, you kind of don't want your opponent to evolve their Pokemon, but I mean, either way, it's not a bad Stadium card. Kofu, put 2 cards from your hand to the bottom of your deck, then draw 4. As I mentioned, this is goes very well for Crabominable and Veluza. Lacey, you search your deck, draw 4. If your opponent has 3 or fewer cards or prize cards remaining, I should say, draw until you have 8 in your hand instead. So that's cool. Papaya Berry, Oka Berry, you got some berries right there. And then you have Sparkling Crystal, which you can pair up with Terapagos, attack for 1 less energy. Attack cost of the Terra Pokemon the card's attached to is reduced by 1 of any type of energy. So it's not too bad. Now you can attack for 2 energy with Terapagos. You have your secret rare list here. Just go over them real quick. Got your Bulbasaur, which is a chase. If you watched my last video, we did manage to pull the Bulbasaur. Now we just got to find the Squirtle, man. We have, let's see, move on. Ladian, illustration rare. We got the Credilli, or not, that's not the Credilli, that's the Leap. Evolves to Credilli. You got your, is it Tortonator? You have your Cinderace, which I love the artwork. I love the Wind Survive joints for sure. The Squirtle, need it. I'm gonna chase it. I need it, and it shouldn't be that hard to pull. It's just an illustration rare, but we're gonna be chasing that for sure, man. The Crabominable, I love this card. I mentioned it in the last video because we ended up pulling it. It looks insane in real life. Go check it out. My last video, go check it out. We pulled that. There is the Joltik. The Zerora looks really nice. What is that? The Milcery. Metatite with Chatot in the back. That's cool. Metatite. Gulpin eating a cake. I mean, you gotta eat, man. What is this? Is this our Arcaludon? Yeah, it's our Arcaludon illustration rare. Then you have your Hydropple EX full art. So we went over the illustration rares. These are now the full arts. Cinderace, Lapras, and then the Galvantula, which we pulled again. These cards look insane in real life. Go check them out. Go check out my last video. I did manage to pull this Galvantula, and it looks insane. So really like the artworks and the style of these cards. You got your Dot Spun, you got your Medicham, Earthworm, then your Briar. Yeah, I gotta pick one. I'm gonna go with Briar, because it's, you know, Bree. I'm gonna just call her Bree. That's what I'm gonna call her from now on. If you're watching this for future videos, you guys know I'm gonna call her Bree. We have the Crispin, Full Art, the Kofu, and the Lacey. Then you have your special art rares or special illustration rares, your SIRs, Hydropple. This kind of reminds me of the V-Star Universe Simisear or Pansear. I forgot which one of the two it was. But this kind of reminds me that I'm not even going to look to see if it's the same artist, but it reminds me of it for sure. The Galvantula, special illustration rare, and then your Dot Spun. There was this kid in the pre-release that pulled it. He was super excited. But you got your Dot Spun, special illustration rare, and your Terapagos, special illustration rare. This is I like this card as well. I like the artwork. I want to chase that as well. Hopefully we can pull that. Got your Bree, your Lacey, and your Terapagos Gold, your Stadium Gold. The Stadium Gold's gonna go for a lot probably. That's a very popular, playable of course for Terapagos, and it's gonna be a gold card as well. Got your Bravery Charm, and back to the products. Let's just scroll back down. So that's the secret rares right there for y'all. Got your English products. You got your ETB, Terapagos with the Noctowl. This is the Pokemon Center one with the 2 promos, your sleeves, your cracked ice energies, your whole shebang right there on the ETBs. That's the regular one. So, and that's the regular ETB with the 1 Noctowl right there. You have your 3-pack blisters, which we kind of touched on before, how I feel like they should have made this Latios, but whatever, man. Latios, Tinkaton. There you go. Got your Dragonite coin for your check lanes, which is pretty cool. Got your Horsey and your Porygon 2 for the promos on that. Then you have these other little check lanes, I should say. I don't know why I got stuck right there, but these aren't Black Star promos. They're just reprints. Normally you find these like at Target too, but it does come with 1 Stellar Crown booster pack, and then the 3 little foil cards. But these are the 2 that you kind of want for the master set. These are the actual promos. So then you have your build and battle, which we know about, and your booster bundles, 6 packs there. And then you have your Ultra Pro binders that come out for every set, of course. Let's see anything else to go over. These are just the pre-release promos. If you already been to a pre-release, you kind of know what we're looking at. You got your Ledian, your Crabominable, again, goes really well, I should say, with Kofu. You can attack for 1 energy, 1 water energy if you have 4 Kofus in your discard. Drifblim we went over, and then the Bouffalants. It's going to be really cool for us. Terapagos EX. And then you have your promos you can get at GameStop, respectively. Our Caludon. The next one is Raging Bolt, so that I believe you get at Best Buy. Let me go back. Raging Bolts. Best Buy, yeah, Best Buy, you get the Raging Bolt with the Stellar Crown stamp, and then the GameStop stamp for the Arcaludon. Personally, I don't like this GameStop stamp, to be honest. They should just put the Stellar Crown joint on there so it looks like this, right there, the Stellar Crown. If you're in a place where there's EB Games, which will be Australia, New Zealand, you'll be getting the Arcaludon as well with the EB Games stamp right there. Here in the United States, we used to have an EB Games a long time ago. I don't think we have one anymore. And just to round it out, here's your artwork yet again. Right there, Stellar Crown. It's here, it's coming. I should have a booster box. I mean, the booster box should be here by the time you're watching this. I should be in possession of a Stellar Crown booster box, which I'll make a video on hopefully for Monday. I should be getting the rest of the products Monday and hopefully drop a video within release week. I'm hoping to do all my openings prior to release day because I have a little vacation coming up in the middle of the month for my son's birthday. So I'm gonna try to get all my Stellar Crown stuff out sooner than later. But that is the Stellar Crown set guide right there. All right, you guys, that is it for me in another Pokemon news video. Stellar Crown, September 13th. We just took a look at all the products, the card list, to get you guys ready for the new release. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of all these products and Stellar Crown as a whole. Which artwork is your favorite? Let me know down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like as well. It helps out the algorithm, helps out the community, and let's grow this thing. Poketrainerlair, let's grow it up. Leave a like, comment down below. Also, if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel for more content and turn notifications on so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I got tons of Stellar Crown content coming, so be sure to subscribe down below. And lastly, if you're looking to buy any deck boxes, card sleeves, or binders, be sure to check out my links as always in the description box down below, as well to VaultX. And if you want to save some money, support the channel, use my code PTLairVX at checkout. But with all that being said, I want to thank you guys again for taking this Pokemon journey with me. I'll see you back here for the next video. You guys have a good day. Peace.